Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Network Live TV. I'm your host, Sabrina Watson, founder of networklivevirtually.com, where you can come grow your networking world globally and meet people all over the country, all over the world, nationally, internationally, live on audio and video, and we share contact information. We reach out and make great friends. I just had Christy Smallwood and Charlene Burke down here visiting me in Florida from Kentucky. And I would have never met them had I not met them through virtual networking. And I've met people down in fact, I'm going to go visit somebody that I met in virtual networking down in Costa Rica. I'm so excited about that. So let me introduce you to my co-host, Miss Wendy Manganaro. She is voiceless today, so I don't know how much we're going to get out of her at all. She is my friend. I am also a client, and I also find her to just be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to introduce you to Miss Wendy Manganaro. She is the founder of Social Abundance Marketing, and she helps frustrated, heart-centered entrepreneurs attract, resonate, and engage with their social media community so that they can feel more productive and stress-free. Before Wendy started coaching, she was a social media strategist for such companies as Baby's Badass Burgers and Source for Teachers. Currently, she enjoys working with entrepreneurs and businesses nationally and internationally. As a natural problem solver and people connector, Wendy's clients can expect a fresh perspective on their social media strategy and implementation. And I can tell you for sure that's true, because my very first meeting with Wendy as a client, it was some pretty eye-opening stuff with all the extras that you sent me. Wendy is here with me almost every Friday. Except for she's here in presence today, you guys. She's showing us her love. She's here right now. Good morning, Wendy. Do you have any room to say anything?
Let's see if I can do this. Good morning, everybody. I don't know if everybody wants to hear me now.
Oh,
glad to be here this morning.
Mariana, you are so going to miss out on conversation with Wendy. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Let's introduce Miss Mariana Ruiz. Do you pronounce it Ruiz? Ruiz. Thank you for that. Miss Mariana Ruiz, she is a business coach that frees moms from the 9-to-5 struggle by helping them create marketing strategy that attracts clients, ditch the tech overwhelm, and get their first paying clients. She's been featured in various podcasts and blogs, including the Get Happy Now podcast and Successful Active Woman. Through working with dozens of moms to build online businesses, she's been able to empower them to earn an income while working from home. And she's going to tell us where you can get her business tips, advice on balancing it all, and ditching the tech overwhelm, right? Welcome, Mariana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. So tell us your story. How did you get started at home? What's the scoop? I saw a small child there a few minutes ago in the camera.
Oh yeah, she's my life changer. So I'm a nurse actually. And I started as a health coach because I had lost a lot of weight. I lost 80 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in 2014. And then in 2015, I was like, let me do something with this because my nursing job was really stressing me out. And I felt, I was doing case management, which is a little bit administration in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I couldn't make the changes that I knew would really help the company, the hospital, right? And it was really frustrating to be in that role and the situations that were going on. So I thought, let me do something on the side to get my mind off things. And I was kind of between going back to school and continuing to move up the corporate ladder in the hospital, or I was going to do something completely different. And I was kind of thinking, I had my son, he was less than 1. And I was like, let me just try something else, because if I continue to climb up the corporate ladder, I'm just going to keep seeing my son less and less. I mean, I would see him like an hour. He was less than 1. He was breastfeeding. It was a really difficult time, but I decided to jump head into health coaching instead of going back for another master's degree, which is pretty drastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I started as a health coach, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about online business. I had run several businesses offline before, and I was like, I'm a very big action taker, so I just failed forward. Like, that's just how I learned. And so I got pregnant shortly after that with my daughter, and she was born a preemie, only 28 weeks. So she was 2 pounds. She was in the ICU for over 2 months.
Wow.
And I really had to make it work. I had no choice because I couldn't go back to work and work full time. She came home with like monitors and stuff. She was on quite a bit of work at first. And then the whole time I'm doing my business and making it work. And I thought, you know what? I need to teach other moms what I'm doing, because I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I was going through something like this and not help other people, because I'm a nurse, right? Like I'm all about helping people. And it was funny. Like, once I had to figure it out, everything gelled together. I got my mindset together because I struggle a lot with the mindset piece. I, wrapped my head around all the limiting beliefs I had that you couldn't make a living online. I wrapped my head around loving myself and really accepting myself and just moving forward with what I knew and helping people with what I knew.
That is so very true. The mindset piece is tough, right, Mariana?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much the hardest part for me. Because it's beliefs that you have for your whole life, right? And both of my parents are professors. So It was always expected I was going to continue in school. And I completely broke the mold on that piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then I launched officially as a business coach in January, and I had my first 5K month in February, just through providing value. Like, that's the other thing. I'm very much a proponent of meeting people and really getting to know people one-on-one. And I think that really helped me, because when I was doing health coaching, I was more so just like posting on social media and kind of broadcasting to everyone. And that was not really getting me the results that I needed to do. But I had no idea, right, that you're still communicating people to people and person to person. So that's kind of how everything evolved. And here we are.
So you talk about providing value.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a little bit on that. Talk about that a little bit.
So every month I do at least one challenge, and sometimes I'll do a webinar as well. And every single day I do my blog twice a week. I do, like I said, the challenges, webinars. What else do I do? I do, obviously stuff like this, interviews. I'm always giving people tips, advice, posting on Facebook multiple times a day, that kind of thing. And then, of course, like one-on-one giving value. So I have a big group. I mean, it's not huge. It's about 800 people right now. And every single person that joins, I message them and I say, what are you going through? What's going on? How can I help you? And I literally help them one-on-one. And so that's what I mean by providing value, is just being as helpful as possible every day.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me exactly, just so, a lot of people don't really understand what a business coach does. What is the role of a business coach? In your case, you've talked about you help people with that tech overwhelm too. So tell us what a business coach does. Who are they? What do they do?
Well, what I do is I help people to start their businesses from an idea to actually their first paying client. So basically what I do is tell them how to set up. I'm really all about systems. So how to set up systems for content creation so that they can stay consistent, and what to really focus on. Because I think that especially when you're brand new, it's like there's all this stuff coming at you. Like, you need to be doing every single social media. You need to be doing all of this stuff, and people get overwhelmed. And so what I do is I kind of streamline that and just say, let's do one thing at a time. Let's focus on this, and kind of help direct them. I basically help shorten the curve. And the client I've had that had the best results so far went from just a vague idea to a full roster with paying clients in 6 weeks. No, I'm sorry, 5 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
So I do that by focusing on value and one-on-one connection. So even though, yes, we're building an online business, you need to focus on one-on-one talking to people and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So how do you find time to focus one-on-one and talking? I mean, because we hear a lot about that. Everybody's talking about how you need to focus on people, get the one-on-one connection, the one-on-one relationship. But I mean, let's face it, if we went through our day having hour-long conversations one-on-one all day long, how do we get business? I mean, where do we find time to do that?
So I work only on nap times and evenings. So this is kind of between, which is not what I normally do. But basically what I do is really have a very targeted list of who your prospects are and keeping up with them, right? And following up with those people who you believe are ideal clients. And of course, targeting only ideal clients, and then getting those people on the phone. And it doesn't have to be a huge conversation, just 20 minutes here and there.
Mm-hmm. But then you've got to do your work. So if you only work during nap times and whatever, if you spend those times just like cultivating, where do you find time to work?
Work where? In my business?
Yeah, in your business. I mean, cultivating a relationship is looking for a new prospect and cultivating a relationship, but that's a separate piece from working in your business, right?
Yeah, so I do outsource stuff. So I create all my content in 2 hours a day or 2 hours a week on Sundays. And my assistant actually posts everything for me. And that's where like these systems come in. Like you can get so much more done if you have everything planned. I have 6 months worth of content planned.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So again, it's like planning. It's kind of like dinner. Like when you have dinner planned out, I think here comes my son. Yep. When you have dinner planned out, you know what you're doing. You don't have to go out of your way, run to the store, get the chicken that you forgot, and then like come home and start from scratch and create, a whole dinner. Instead, you can just have everything ready. You might have already marinated, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to ask a question. I agree with you.
Yay!
I'm going to try at least. So I do totally agree with you. This is about as loud as my voice is going to get. But because it sounds like you're very focused.
Yeah.
When you how do you get them to go from?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's okay.
Wendy Manganaro, I think you should type your question.
I was thinking that.
And I'll read it.
Okay, one moment. I'm going to open the door for my son.
Okay. I'm going to let Wendy type in her question and I'll read it out loud because she can probably type fast. You're a fast typer, aren't you? I'm like this. I'm a hunt and pecker. But I can go really fast with actually I can use about 4 fingers. So I can go really fast with those 4. Just crazy, right?
Do you have any kids?
Me?
Yeah.
I have 5 girls.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, Wendy? Between the ages of 28 and 38. And I have 11 grandchildren with 1 in the oven. And my oldest grandchild is 14 years old. My oldest daughter's coming up on the big 4-0. I think it might be next year. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So there we go. Wendy asks, what tips do you give mom who are unorganized?
Okay, that's a great question. So I use Trello for everything in my business. I keep everything on Trello. It's a project management app. And you can use it on your phone and on the sorry, I think I'm going to breastfeed. You can use it on your phone and you can use it on the computer. And so basically what I do is everything in my business goes in there. I literally have a mission statement. I have boards on Mindset where like I remind myself of what I've accomplished. I have boards on there for following up where I keep up with all of my prospects and all of my networking people. I have everything on there, and it's just really about having somebody help you show you how to do it and then keeping up with it. And so that's basically what I do, because I did have everything everywhere until I found Trello and fell in love with it.
Well, is Trello, though Trello is just like a note-taking platform, right? Like OneNote?
I don't think so. It's kind of like lists. There's different lists that you can create, and you can hook them up to Google Docs. You can keep images in there. And all of, I don't know how to really describe it. It's kind of like Pinterest and kind of like Evernote and kind of like, because you're moving these things around. It's hard to really explain, but once you get into it, and I can link to some of my videos I've done on it. I have a whole course on this. It does not have a calendar system. I keep my calendar separate, which is like on my wall with the topics I'm going to cover for the week. And what I do is you can add like due dates, but it alarms you when something's coming up to be due. So if something's coming up to be due, it'll turn orange, and then it'll turn red, and then that it's overdue.
So Mariana, you've got a course on Trello. Where can folks find your course on Trello?
It's not open right now, but you can get on the waiting list, and it's at marianacruiz.com/sanity.
That's a good one. marianacruiz.com/sanity.
Sanity, yeah.
When you get a moment when your hands are not full there, we'll let you put that link into the chat box so that it'll be available for anybody who's watching these replays at a later date. So is that going to be a paid course that you're going to be offering soon, or?
Yeah, I'm running it right now like a group program. I'm not sure if I'm going to turn it into an evergreen offering or not. It's going to depend on what the feedback is from the current participants.
Okay, so it's kind of a group. The people in your group are doing that. And are you wanting to share your group with us, or how does that work?
Yeah, sure. My group is free. It's called Super Moms, Entrepreneurial Super Moms, and it can be found at bit.ly. I'll just enter it.
She's typing one-handed too, Wendy.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see, but my toddler is chasing my poor little dog.
Your poor little dog, huh? So, Mariana, I got to ask this question. I always ask this of all the coaches. Do business coaches have coaches?
Oh, yes. I have always had a coach, even before I was a business coach. I think I was only like maybe 3 or 4 months into my business when I hired my first coach. And I also hired a mindset coach, which really helped me when my daughter was in the hospital, because it was getting through that. And, she was intubated, and I'm a nurse. I was an ICU nurse. So I've seen everything, but it's totally different when it's your, baby. And right. So yes, I had both at one point, but now I have a business coach, and her name is Lacey Craig. She is really awesome. And yeah, the reason that a coach still needs a coach, I think number one is because you believe in coaching, right? So you believe that it works. Otherwise, why would you be doing it?
Right.
And number two is it helps you to stay accountable and stay focused. Again, it's like I said, there's so many things flying at us that, how many times I've gone down the rabbit hole, and like my coach lifts me back up and is like, that's not, you're not supposed to be going that way. Or like, even this course, I wanted to make it so inclusive of everything. And she's like, well, you know, try something a little lighter and then we'll see how it goes. And if you get, you know, depending on the feedback, you can add and tweak and all of that. And instead of feeling like perfectionism is running you, right?
Mm-hmm. And Wendy asks, what are your tips for having entrepreneurs focus on one idea or one or two projects at a time? I think that time is such a...
Yeah. So I think number one is wrapping changing your relationship with time, right? So first is think about time as something that you can control, right? And opening up the space in your calendar for those projects that you have. And number two is to do goal setting and look at your goals every day. And that is a habit that you'll have to start, obviously, but you know, getting into the habit of doing that and then thinking what is one or two things that I can do today for this goal? And that's literally, I have something what I call is the bare minimum list, because if I don't do this, I am going to be in trouble. And when my daughter was in the hospital, she went back into the hospital, right? I still did everything on my bare minimum. My kids were sick. They both had croup. And
oh, wow.
I still did my bare minimum, right? So focusing on that, what is the minimum thing that you can do to continue to move forward?
Well, and I think that's the key point right there. What's the minimal thing you can do to continue to move forward?
Yeah.
That's a big one for everyone. It's such a shame that Wendy's got, that Wendy's not going to be talking today. So I want to ask you, Mariana, do you use Facebook in looking for new prospects and new clients? Do you run ads?
So I use Facebook mostly through groups. I've had a love-hate relationship with Facebook ads. I love when I get them right, but it is so complicated to me anyways. Mm-hmm. There are so many little variables, from the color that you use on your text picture, on the picture. It is so complicated to me, like I said. So I've run them. I've done really good with some of them. I think that if you're going to do it, you must do it with a pixel and you must use retargeting, because otherwise you're going to be paying a lot per lead. Mm-hmm. And then of course, knowing how much each lead is getting you sales. So then you don't feel bad about spending money on them, because it can quickly turn into feeling like it's a money pit when you are still getting leads, right? But if you're paying, even if you're paying, I got as low as 96 cents a lead. And even if you're paying 96 cents a lead, but you're converting so many of them that it's covering the cost, it's okay. But you have to know all the metrics is basically what I'm saying.
So is Facebook ads one of the things that you get your clients into or no?
If they want to, but not usually, because they're usually so new. I'm working with people who are just starting, and usually that's not the best plan when you're first just starting. My people usually don't even have a website, so they can't really even retarget. So not always, but I do sometimes. Depends on, I had one girl yesterday but she's kind of been at it a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. So how do you get them from 0 to 60 in 5 weeks, Mariana? What do you do? I know that that's your magic, but I mean, do you set up some systems and you say, go out there and meet people where?
Meet people on usually Facebook groups. I find that Facebook groups works the best. And like I said, just value real relationships. None of this spamming multiple people with a message, buy this now. No, none of that. It's forming real relationships.
Wendy says groups are great and they need a website. It's the only thing they own. So is that one of the pieces that you put all of your clients into, is a website?
Yes. So I help them to either if they feel comfortable enough with the tech stuff, they can set up their own website. I've had some people outsource this piece. But yeah, we definitely do website and email and list building, like list building. Like even before they have their website up, I have them with the landing page getting email addresses.
So the business, the money's still in the list. People are still saying that. So you find that still to be true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do. And I even had, when I launched this group program, I had a few people who I had never met before in my groups purchase the program through my list. And they were not in my group, which is strange because I talk about my group all the time in my emails. But, you know, for some reason they were not in my group. And so, yes, I would say about 80% of my total customers still come from my group, but there's that 20% that you could be missing out on if you're not doing it. And I mean, you can't not have a list. Have your own list because that's your place where you can control what people are seeing. And, you know, I really just think that's so important. And just be consistent, right? Like still, even if you have 10 people on your list, email them. Mm-hmm.
So Wendy asks, what type of industries are the entrepreneurs you work with in?
Most of mine are service-based businesses, and most of them are just like me building online businesses. Mm-hmm. So I've had people from potty training experts, parenting. We have a lot of, you know, parenting coaches type of thing, mindset coaches, doulas. Who else? Photographers and that kind of thing. All service-based.
So if you could give our listeners today 3 tips to really get their online world going, what would they be? What are either the 3 platforms, the 3 apps, the 3 tips? What are they need to have?
Number 1, get organized with this content creation. And have a central place. I call it long form content. So that would be like a blog or a video like you're doing here. And a video like you're doing here, a blog, something that's long form. And then streamline your posting process. So like this video, if I was to do this, I would take all of these little tidbits that we're talking about and I would create little posts from it. I mean, you could get probably 30 posts from this video.
Oh, wow.
And add like an image. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Add an image and post that all over social media. And so that's what I would do. Number 1 is start giving value and get organized with content creation. Number 2 is start your email list and your opt-in and promote it. Repurposing content is a lifesaver, yes. And promote your opt-in every once in a while. You don't want to do it every other post, but like, you know, 80-20. And so that's the second tip. And the third tip is make real connections with real people. Take the time to really follow up, see genuinely what people are concerned with, what they need help with. And the prospects you have, keep up with them. What are they posting on Facebook? Like, what do they need? Did their kid have a birthday party? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Good ideas. Thank you very much. And Wendy says, repurposing content is a lifesaver and a time saver. Miss Wendy.
Yes.
I'm so sorry you can't speak to us, Miss Wendy. So, I want to find your website real quick, Mariana. I'm going to pin it right there for us. Maybe. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And it's not going to work with Blab.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
it just shows the URL and nothing else, right?
Yeah, just the URL.
Yeah. Blab's got this thing going just like Facebook's got this thing going now that if you don't have the security on your site. They won't even show it. And actually, you know, I talked to Stephen Henry. Wendy, I think you've met Stephen Henry. But that just makes no sense. I mean, if you are taking people's credit cards and things like that, that would be one thing. But just why everybody needs a security seal, I have no idea. Cindy says, if you scroll to the middle, it will pop up, click to view. Yeah, we got that. But they used to, if it's got the HTTPS in it, it used to actually show like your featured image here in the seat, but it actually no longer does that. So what a bummer. So Mariana, you shared your group with us, and is that an open invitation for people to come join your group, or is your group focused on mompreneurs? And why is that a dirty word?
It's not to me. But it's mostly focused for moms or women, really, who want to. I have some people who join the group because they're like, I don't know how I can even continue my business once I become a mom. And so, but I give daily business tips, so it can be for anybody, but it's usually just moms.
Yeah, I was on a blab one time with somebody who said that mompreneurs don't like to be called mompreneurs. Why is that?
I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. I don't mind being called that. I call myself that all the time. So I don't know.
Very interesting. Wendy says a couple of years ago, she started a networking event and was attacked on Twitter because I had a child-friendly networking. I wish you could expand on that, Wendy.
I wish we could talk.
It was bad. I wish I knew what that meant.
Well, I will tell you. So I had a networking event. It was weekly. And I said, if you have to bring your kids, you can. And I was attacked left and right on Twitter because women should not be treated any differently than men. And I said, well, why couldn't a man do that? It was crazy. Then I stopped denouncing it.
Wow. So you were attacked on Twitter because they were saying, why should women bring their kids if men can't bring their kids? Mm-hmm. And your response was, why can't men come and bring their kids?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's this mindset that, but I was very taken back by it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, Mariana, thank you so much for joining us today. We typically run a full hour, but yeah, Wendy, I agree with you. We do need to learn sign language. And it's really funny that you said that because I need to learn as well because I have a husband who cannot hear and refuses to go get hearing aids. And we have an airboat. So when you're out on the airboat, you can't hear each other anyway. You can pull off your earmuffs and scream in each other's ears. We'll have to scream in his ears anyway, but you know, so we were just out on the airboat day before yesterday with Christy Smallwood, and anyway, I couldn't hear anything that he said, and he can't hear anything I say. So it was funny because I was thinking we need to learn sign language anyway. So we're out in the airboat, we can be like, you know, we're gonna have a conversation because you can't hear anything. Just saying. All right. So I just want to remind everybody that our guest today.
Where do you?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. What area are you guys
I'm in Citrus County, Florida.
Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I live in South Texas. I'm looking. Oh, Kentucky. I'm looking for something in South Texas. If anybody knows of any virtual or any real, in-person networking down here, I'd love to. I live.
She is breaking up.
E-Women Network. No, I'm not a part of that.
Let me put in a link here also for you, Mariana, for our networklivevirtually.com groups. They meet several times a week, and we are live with audio and video, and you meet people all over the world. So feel free to come join that. And the E-Women Network, why do they call it E-Women if they're not online?
Oh, cool.
They started online and then moved offline.
Oh,
That's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. They have both. They have online as well. They have networking events like we do with Zoom. No. So they're just like a group or something through their website. Okay. Which is, how do you connect? Well, that's another story when Wendy can talk. All right, you guys, I just want to remind our viewers to come join us at networklifevirtually.com. And of course, I want to thank today's guest, Mariana Ruiz, and you can find her at marianacruiz.com. You can also find her on Facebook. She is a business coach that frees moms from the 9-to-5 struggle by helping them create marketing strategy that attracts clients and ditch the tech overwhelm while they get their first paying clients. Thank you so much, Mariana, for being here. Today, we really appreciate you having you.
thank you.
And I want to thank my co-host, Miss Wendy Manganaro, who's here every Friday, almost, when she can speak. She's the founder of Social Abundance Marketing, and she helps frustrated heart center entrepreneurs attract, resonate, and engage with their social media community so that they can feel more productive and stress-free. So we will see you on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, ladies and gentlemen. So feel free to come join us then. And we will be sure to introduce you to some more cool people like Mariana and Wendy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.